Hello. It is, what time is it? 6:57. I woke up at 6. Probably didn't get out of bed though until like 6:15. Pulled my hair out so I don't look kind of crazy. I mean, I still look crazy, but at least it looked less like I just chopped my hair off into a... I have to go to work today, and I have to leave here at 8:30. So I have about an hour and a half. Actually, I probably have an hour and 15 minutes before I have to get ready. So I think I'm gonna take some time, try to get some words in. It's, like I said, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but I'm on chapter 8. I'm at 19,789 words. So I have a family dinner to write. My voice sounds kind of wild, but it's fine. And my eyeball is itching. Oh my gosh. Also the nails. Cute. They're like this really pretty like royal blue color. It kind of looks a little bit purple on camera, but I also forgot to ask her to shorten them. So I guess we're gonna live with the long nails game. I don't know how this is gonna go because when I was taking my contacts out before I even got them done, I'm like, oh, this is getting too long. So now we're gonna see what happens. That's me. And I'm gonna be drinking my water. I'm trying to be better. I go in waves of like doing really well and then doing very poorly. I just posted all my things to Patreon. I like to check in with there once a month, with everybody at least, and then I do YouTube like early access videos for the lowest tier, once a month short story-ish like chapters for the middle tier, and then for the top tier, which is the self-publishing tier, we have like a live stream every month where people can submit their questions. I talk about my income report, KU page reads and KDP book sales, analytics for YouTube, that sort of thing. So I did my check-in posts for that. That feels good to have that done. I like waking up early because I like how productive I feel. I get a lot of the admin stuff that I don't want to do. Like, it's more like it's like high energy tasks for me. It just takes me sitting down and like thinking about it. And I can get a lot of those tasks done because when I'm tired, I don't feel like doing anything but sitting down. So I feel like I do get a lot more done in the morning in terms of admin stuff. I haven't really noticed by writing doing one way or the other, really. I think I don't really write in the morning. Usually I'll write around, like, the other day I think I was writing like around 12-ish, and then I stopped at 5. I didn't write those consecutive hours, but that's when I put the computer away. But we'll do a time lapse because, I don't know, we love differentiation, am I right? Okay, now I have no idea how to start this scene. I don't know if I want to do family dinner, do I? I don't know. I thought it was dead. Okay. Bugs. I hate them. Why must they be in my shed? I get it. I signed up for this. Hi guys. So, another vlog. We don't have a ton of footage to talk about. I didn't do a lot of writing this weekend. I think I'm in like a funk in terms of like being able to focus. It's just been so hard to like sit down and stay writing. That's been really, really hard for me. So it shows, it's reflecting. We're still only at 20,000, which 20,000 in 10 days I'm still happy with. But my deadline is it's the 11th now. My deadline now it's in 4 days. 5 if you include today, because it's only like 7 in the morning. But we're not going to finish this book. That's for dang sure. But that's okay. I mean, I'm trying to be accepting of it, and it's kind of hard because I'm trying to be accepting, but then again, I feel like I'm also giving myself a free pass, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm giving myself a free pass. That's what it feels like. I don't know the fine line between free pass and like doing this, like saying it's okay. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. Is because I was gonna do this as a sit down video, but in order to do that, I would have to look a lot better than what I look like now, and I just don't feel like getting makeup on. So I figured I'd just put this in today's vlog, and we would go from there. But it's the question that I've gotten asked a ton. A question I haven't talked about, mostly because I just haven't talked about it, and I don't know, really, there's not really a reason why I haven't talked about it in depth, I just never have. But it's client work. So, I talk about it all the time in all the vlogs, that I have client work to do, and all that stuff. But I never really elaborate on what exactly I'm doing for client work, and today I thought we could talk about it. So for client work, I do 2 forms of client work. I do formatting. That's a recent client work that I've begun to offer. I think it was last September I started client work, so almost a year now. Client work. Formatting work, which is almost a year now. So that's just me formatting manuscripts in vellum that's just what I do. I do that on my own website though. But then the second client work that I do, the one that I've been doing since 2018, is client work on Fiverr. And that's the most common client work that I have. That's whenever I talk about how I have client work, that's what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I will say I have formatting to do, I have a book to format, that kind of thing. But when I say I have client work tonight, it's always talking about Fiverr. And what I do on Fiverr, for SEO purposes, I call it a beta read, because that's the most common searched phrase, sort of. But what I think it is, it's more of a manuscript critique. Yeah, it says I will beta read and critique your fiction manuscript. So that's really what I do. I have 3 tiers for it. So we have a standard tier up to 30,000 words. We have a middle tier up to 65,000 words. And then we have a top tier of up to 100,000 words. I only go up to 100,000 words because that's like the easiest chunk for me to do. But I'm a really quick reader. I've been reading like my entire life, and I can read really quickly, especially when it's on a Word document. So I do read quickly. So that's what it is. I do the critiques of that. And what I actually look at was your first chapter gripping enough to hold my attention? How was the character development? What were some of my favorite parts? Was anything confusing? How was the plot flow / readability? Are there any moments where the story lagged? Was the dialogue natural? Was the ending worth reading the whole book? Would I change anything? And any errors or consistencies? And on top of that, I also go in the manuscript and I leave comments as I go, like asking questions, like sharing my responses as a reader, and giving suggestions on how things would work better. Say it's a 200-page manuscript, like double spaced. Normally my comments would be around the 200 range. It's sometimes a comment per page, but then it's sometimes a few comments on a page. I leave inline comments, and right here it says I will also provide a 1 to 2 page reader report answering questions. Normally my reader reports are 4 pages long, because the 1 to 2 pages is kind of like how many pages it is with the questions labeled, and then my answers obviously make it longer. Yeah, that's what I do in terms of that. Like I said, I call it beta reading, mostly just for SEO purposes. Like right here, writing and translation, beta reading, it's its own category. I have read a lot, and you can see I have 416 reviews, so I read 416 manuscripts, so I feel like I'm able to really help people, and it's really fun, and it's really a nice little source of income, because my lowest tier is $35, middle tier is $50, and the premium tier is $65. And a lot of people think it's a great price for what you get, or what you get is a great price. But it wasn't always like this. Fiverr actually started off really, really differently for me right now. It's a pretty slumped too. We have 3 orders in the queue, which normally I have about 5 at all times. But I just got one last night. Otherwise, we have been at 2 for almost a week now. But client work hasn't always been like this for me. I haven't always like had my prices like this. I started out, I think I have a tab where I can show you. I started my account in June of 2018. And I'll open up a little like overview of my analytics here for you guys to see like how my orders are. But I started my account in June of 2018, so that was, I don't really remember why I started it. Obviously, I wanted to make money. I know I was on Upwork for a while, and I just didn't like Upwork. But I started on Fiverr in 2018, and I had 2 orders that month. I believe they were by the same person. And you can see that my sales were $16 and the tips were $24, so that's awesome with the tips. But the sales, I think my tier, I don't remember. I know one of them started off as $5. The lowest tier was $5, and then the middle one was $10, and the top one was $15. That was how I operated for a very long time, was that cheap. But you can see that even like after June, I had no orders until randomly in December I got 6. But you can see that the money is still not great. I still made less than $60. I made less than $100 for 8 completed orders in my first year. And then if we go to 2019, it was a bit different. We did have more of like ebbs and flows. These kind of lower months are where I would have like paused my gigs and stuff, or went on vacation or things like that. But you can see here that we had this one. Oh my gosh, we had 36 completed orders in the month of April, and we only made $380. So you can like, for an entire year, we made $1,743 for 142 orders. That's insane. That's insane. That's not good. That's because I was gaining clients back then, and I was getting reviews and testimonials, because those really do help on Fiverr. So I was willing to take that kind of like, okay, I'm going to do this for cheap in order to get, experience. So I can charge more later on. So going to 2020, we had 140 orders, so 2 less orders than 2019, but we made $3,197, so a lot more money, which is very cool. These months I was paused. 21, we made $4,707 when we had 138 orders. So our orders are still going down. We're still making more money. It's because I am increasing my prices at this point. And I was increasing it slowly at a rate that I wanted to make sure was fair to authors, because what I don't want this to be like an outrageous price for people. I want them to be able to get a lot for what they're paying. There are a lot of like people doing this on Fiverr. It's so saturated. And I wanted to be able to stand out while not being the most expensive, you know what I mean? So that was kind of a feat, trying to figure out like where I was, gonna be. And I think I stopped changing my prices. Oh no, I did change them recently, but I think I'm stopping now at 35, 40, 35, 50, 65. I think that's where I'm stopping with the changes. One thing I do want to say is that Fiverr does take out 20% of the order and the tip. So if I had a $20 order, I would have $4 taken out of that, because that's 20%. To me, it's worth it. I know that's odd to think like, because like in a $65 order, I lose a lot more than $4, But for me, it's worth it because there's so many benefits to Fiverr, which is like appearing in the search. And also Fiverr has us a kind of like built-in protection for the buyer and the sellers. And so I don't have to worry about drafting up contracts and then they don't have to worry about drafting up NDAs. So it's very convenient for both of us. I'm not advocating or talking against Fiverr. I am just sharing my experiences and how I feel. There are a lot of things negative about Fiverr. There's a lot of great things about Fiverr. I am literally just sharing what I'm doing for my client work. That's literally all this video is. So like, I'm not endorsing, I am not negating, I am just stating what I do, how I do it, how I'm working. So yeah, that's my client work, formatting, and then client and manuscript critiques / beta rating. But for now, Fiverr actually really is working. This glare, it's gonna drive me insane. Got a lot of eggs in different baskets, and I love having this client work because I also love being able to read books this way because this isn't necessarily like reading for pleasure. Granted, but it's still nice to consume like manuscripts and see how they're going and just enjoy them, you know. So I have found that really nice, really fun, and it's been a great ride. It was rough in the beginning when I had to charge so little, but now we are at a good spot. It's just kind of like one of those things you do have to like work your way up, but I'm glad I'm there. So that's my client work. I wanted to just check in, touch base, because I've always gotten that question. I was going to do a sit-down video about it, and it was not in the cards today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Hopefully Wednesday I'll have another writing update for you. I am doing something super fun this weekend, and I am so excited for you guys to see that vlog next Monday. But keep an eye out, because it's going to be fun. And I'm super excited. That's where I'm going to leave you guys here. Pre-order Teaching Teacher's Pet. It is on Amazon. Add it to your Goodreads TBR. Subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.